Okay, so general schedule for follow-ups, I would say, and again, this is honestly going to depend how aggressive you want to be. But generally, I'll do, so you're going to send your first cold email, then I would follow up 2 to 3 days after first email. Then, second follow up, I would do, um, again, it'll kind of depend how aggressive you want to be. But some people do as soon as 3 days after that. Some people, I would say like anywhere from 5 to 7 um, days after the first follow up. Then I would probably do, yeah, 2 days after, then 5, or maybe 4 to 7. Let me just change that. And again, it's really just going to depend how often or how aggressive you want to be. And then I'd probably do, uh, 7 days after second follow up. Also, it might depend, like for me personally, if I send an email, let's say 7 days after the first follow up is on a Sunday, maybe I'll wait, or maybe I'll make it sooner so they see it on like a business day. I kind of play with that too. I say people do anywhere from 7 to 10, or even short if you want to be pretty aggressive about it. And then some people will do like a final follow up and say like, been trying to reach you. I'll kind of go over it, but otherwise you can just kind of continue to follow up. So general, like pretty basic scripts. First follow up. And again, this is really going to depend on what you're saying in your cold email or your script. So if you're sending over like a Loom video, or you're sending over a piece of copy, or if you're telling them you have something for them and then you're like, just let me know if you want it, then you should address that in your follow-up and say, hey, just bumping this, let me know if you want this still, like I have it for you, just let me know, just reply basically. But if you're trying to CTA, like book a call, that might be a little bit different than, like your follow-up will be worded differently. But let me just kind of give you a general idea of what I would say. Hey name, I'm sure you can be funny, like just kind of bring your personality into it. Like, I know your inbox is probably a war zone, so I'm bumping this email to give it a fighting chance. And then just signature. Let's just do another one. That's like kind of like a funny-ish one. Another example, you could say like, hey name, just checking in. I know you're probably super busy, which is why I want to help you with XYZ, or I want to help you with XYZ, or you could say, take XYZ off your plate. So I'm gonna choose whichever one you want to go there, and then I'd say something like, if you have time for a call. So if your first email was like, let's book a call or let's schedule a call, then like obviously I would say like, if you have time for a call this week, let me know your availability, and let me know your availability, something like that. To discuss if we'd be a good fit, or something like that. You don't even have to say that, but basically name or signature. And then you can even kind of get like creative with it, like P.S. if you aren't the right person to talk to, would you mind forwarding me to the right person? Thank you. Just say like, thanks, thank you. And obviously you can add your own flair, like, oh my gosh, thank you, I really appreciate it, something like that. You could even do another example. Hey name. And this is like more if you have something for them. So like if in your first cold email, if you say, I have a Loom video explaining this strategy that could work for you, or I have a Loom video, or I have a whatever sample piece of copy that would crush for you, I would say something like this. Hey name, let me know if you want to see X. It's already done and ready for you. Just need you to reply and let me know. Or just, yeah, I mean, you could literally just say that first line, email signature. So yeah, those are brief, very brief, like what I would say in the first follow-up. That's kind of my style. I don't really like the longer ones where, you know, where you kind of seem like you're doing a lot for them or doing too much. Second follow-up could say something like, again, it's something similar. But this is kind of where I'd start to like leverage things, like leverage like a case study or something. Hey name. Let me just write it out so I can save time. Okay, so I would probably leverage a case study or something like that. Like, hey name, I'm sure you're pretty busy, but wanted to show you. I just added an additional 30K just from email. With this whatever email strategy, something like that. Or if I'm pitching a webinar saying like, hey, just added an additional 100 grand from the webinar funnel. So basically leverage case study and then say like, so if I originally said I have a Loom video waiting for you, or I have a Loom video discussing the strategy or process, then I'd say also still have that Loom video waiting for you. Let me know if it's cool if I send that over. So again, that's generally what I would do. Third follow up. I'd say something like, again, these are really just examples. Like, it's really going to depend on your initial email and what you pitch. But you could say, hey name, is X a priority for you right now? Like, so is boosting your email list or getting more leads a priority for you, or is whatever, getting more high ticket coaching clients a priority for you, or whatever. If so, let me know and I'd love to chat. Email signature. Okay, and then last email, if you want to go this route, you don't have to, but last email just say something like, hey name, been trying to reach out to you, but it looks like you're not seeing them. Totally cool if this isn't a priority for you right now. Love what you're doing, and if there's time in the future when it becomes a bigger need for you, I would love to hear back from you or work with you. Email signature. So again, like, those are very brief, general examples. Something I want to go up with up here is like general guidelines. Would be give them a recommendation if you haven't already, or give them an audit of their website, or just give them like value. Like, show them you know what you're talking about. Show them like you're not just reaching out. Like, there have been so many clients I have just almost like harassed them with follow-ups. Like, you will never get a client if you don't follow up. Like, it's very rare, I should say. Like, you will drastically increase your chances of getting that client the more you follow up. Like, I've had brands, we went back and forth forever. They didn't respond after the first email, but they opened my email like 10 times or whatever, and I finally was able to get on a call with them. It took me like 2 months, so I would say just never stop following up. And then general guidelines, what else? You can offer them a Loom if they don't want to hop on a call because that's too much effort or whatever, or they don't want to waste their time. Give them a Loom, make it really solid. You can offer them portfolio. or a sample copy. But again, like I've told you guys by now why I think giving your sample copy is kind of a double-edged sword. I generally lean on the fact like I want them to tell me they want something, or ask for it before I just kind of give it to them or offer. Okay, now I want to go into kind of different scenarios and how I would go about them. So you're gonna have them interested. Maybe they're interested but not right now. Maybe they is not interested. Or there's another scenario of they already have this covered. Okay. So these are kind of the main responses you're probably gonna get. So I just kind of want to go over how I would approach those via email. All right. So first one, interested. Wait, actually, let me just go. Interested. This is obvious. Just get them on a call. You will probably have other objections potentially, maybe pricing or whatever, but you want to get them on a call to figure out their objections if they have any, where you can then talk them through why, or just kind of calm their objections or kind of figure out how you can work with them, even if pricing is too much or whatever. The second one, interested, but not right now. Okay, and again, so interested but not right now. There could be a million different reasons why they're not interested, but these are just some general principles and things I've seen working in the industry so far. And again, it might depend on if you were actually able to get them on a call first and then they say they're not interested, because that's probably they don't believe the results you can get them, or that's usually pricing. Those are kind of the two main things. But if you can't even get them on a call and they just say hey, we know we need this, but we're not interested right now, again, depending on what you want to do and how you want to work with them, I would probably still say, hey, let's get on a call, because usually the biggest objection is money. And so I'll usually just say let's get on a call and discuss how we can make this work for both of us. Usually my price is XYZ, but let's do, instead of that, I'll bring down the startup fee or the initial price and let's just go higher in rev or something like that. But some other ones, hey Nam, thanks for the update. When would a better time to check back in? When would be a better time to check back in? So you could say that. You could say, appreciate the response, name. I'll follow up in a bit. This still the best email to reach you at? You could also say, okay, maybe they reply and they give you a date, hey, please follow up with us in 2 weeks or a month or whatever. Okay, so, and then you'll say something okay, I've made a note to follow up on date. In the meantime, can I email you more info for reference? And that's where I'd give them, you want to sell your stuff a little bit, or sell yourself a little bit more, so that when the time comes, it is a really easy close. Give them case studies or whatever. Those are just some examples. Another example, just something no problem. Let's get something, scheduled in a few weeks from now. What dates and time work best for you? Something like that. That's usually what I'll say if they don't want to start right now or whatever. Okay, let me go through another scenario. So let's just say they're not interested. Usually what I'll do is just say something okay, thanks for the update. Let me know if I can be of any value to you in any other way. I work with a ton of companies in your industry. If you ever want to be connected to anyone I know, let me know and I'll make the intro for you. Something like that, where it's okay, it's they're not interested, but you can still be value to them. Whether it's you can connect them with someone they want to be connected with, or just in any other way that you're allowed to or like able to. So maybe you pitch them on email, they don't want email, but like they know you know how to do ads, and maybe ads will be something they need in the future. Okay, so is not interested, but they already have this covered. Let's go over that. Okay, so I wrote out a couple for this scenario. So if they say, oh, we already work with an agency, or we have this covered, say something like, that's great, sounds like things are going well, is there anything that you think could or should be done better? Or you could say, glad to hear you're covered there. If there was a chance X or whatever, your idea could improve blank or get you X result, would you be opposed to me sending more information? Or you could even say like, glad to hear, same thing, whatever, blah, blah. Are any shot you're open to testing my copy or email versus yours to see how it performs? And if mine does better, let's chat further. That one is obviously a little bit more aggressive, but it could still work. So that's another example of what you could say in that scenario. Okay, and then quickly, I just wanted to go over other objections that you might get via email. One is pricing, and two is they want more information but don't want to get on a call. Let's go over that one real quick. So this is going to depend on your offer, but just say something like, I'll keep it short. I help X, so like get X results through X or Y, whatever. So I help, say the target audience. What result do you get them? Maybe you get them more leads, more emails, higher converting emails. Maybe you get them, you basically add an additional X amount of revenue through X funnel, whatever. So that's kind of how I would do it if like that's their objection. Obviously, that's just going to really depend. Then I would add a guarantee, if you have one, CTA. So that's what I would say for that. For pricing, there's a few different ways you could say, hard to, if they're asking about like how much it costs to do XYZ, I'd say, number one, my services are highly customizable. Would basically you want to say something like would be best to discuss on a call to go over pricing that fits your needs. Focus on them, like the pricing is for them. You could say, to give you an idea, it ranges anywhere from X to X, depending on the scope of the project. And then if you want, you can say like, I'm open to discussing different models or pricing models as well, i.e. rev share plus upfront retainer versus no rev share versus only performance. And that's obviously only if you want to offer that. Obviously I would word this a little differently, you get the point. All right. So that's what I would say. And then I'd say something like, if that sounds interesting, let me know, and let's get on a call to discuss further. You could also say something like, okay, I just wanted to kind of go over this. So to further clarify, example number one is like, to get over the pricing objection, you can either say pricing is customized for you. You could say, let's talk about this on a call because I don't want to waste our time going back and forth over email. So if that were the case, I would say something like, our services are highly tailored and it would be better to discuss custom pricing over the phone. That being said, all of our clients have seen a positive ROI from working with us. This might not be a fit, and I know this isn't the answer you're looking for, but let me know if this helps and if you're open to chatting. So getting them on the call. Another example, if you want to say like, hard to say without knowing the scope, I would say something like, also, if we don't bring you a noticeable KPI improvement in the first 90 days, we'll refund you the fee, no questions asked. That being said, would you be open to having a quick chat next Wednesday or Thursday to see how we can decrease your churn while making you more money, or whatever your offer is? But those are kind of some ways. If you send them a cold email and they say, hey, how much is it, or what are your prices, those are kind of the different ways I would go and navigate those objections. All right, so that should give you a really good understanding of follow-ups, the sequence, general guidelines, and then kind of other scenarios, and then the main price objections I have seen, or I should say main objections I have seen.